Okay, here it is. All right. Okay. Let's go to full screen.
Morning.
Good morning. I've been having glitches with my Zoom today, so I'm working on this.
All right, I'm glad I caught up with you. Thank you.
Hi, Elaine.
Hi.
Emailing me back, and so.
Yeah, I don't know what
I
happened.
posed this. I didn't want to put on the screen until we were ready.
It changed.
We'll wait.
I'm not gonna do it because I don't know those people.
Let me go back, and I was so frustrated. So whatever.
That we know.
Technology. There we go. Okay. But we should be able to see everyone. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this thing. Okay. Right. Show active video. Okay. Let's see. All right. Yeah, I'm afraid to click on
This that.
it.
I think so.
Yeah, I should be able to see. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's slowly starting to come in. All right, great. Okay, so Scott, I hung my sheet.
Yeah, that looks great.
So we'll see how it works, right?
Yeah, looks good.
It's the kind that has the elastic.
Hillary!
Hi, Hillary.
Hi, Cathey. Morning, everyone.
Hiya.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Bart.
Hi. I know, this is so funny.
Oh my gosh, hi.
Hello.
Hi, Cathey.
Hiya, Beth.
I did with one of the pre-classes.
Sorry you have problems.
I know, I was so
We got more people this week. Huh?
Oh, really?
Busy.
Yeah. That's a good Hillary made.
Oh, Barbara.
She'll try it too.
I wonder where my
Hey, Barbara.
Barbara, let's see your dog. Okay.
Oh. So
Oh, there's Cat.
There.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, bring your pet to plastic. That's funny.
have you been, Beth?
You can't do this.
Oh, good, good. Taking on more projects, kind of, settling in. Slow at times,
Yep. Good.
Over time, we kind of acclimate. We find our way. Humans are quite resourceful. So how's everyone doing?
Good.
Good.
He's on the carrier.
Okay, you're gonna come on.
Morning, Martha.
Hi.
So the cool things about takes on a different meaning. People like I was.
It's upside down, huh, guys?
Here's my hand. Yours is upside down.
Mm. Oh, the stupid phone.
Okay, I'm gonna have to move.
All right. So,
If you're using an iPhone, turn it sideways instead of straight up and down.
Mhm.
okay. All right. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm going to unmute you. No, that sounds terrible.
Please do.
So, but you might be like the kindergartners. They figured out how to unmute them right away. They didn't really like being muted. All right. So here we go. Okay. All right. Speaker view. There we go. All right. Let me see if I can do that. Nope. Okay. All right. Very good. Well, welcome and thank you for coming, and thank you for your flexibility for those that try to get into the 8 o'clock class and found that it wasn't going to let you in. So I apologize for that. I learned stuff. That's the thing about when you have a glitch in technology, you walk away with a little more in your bag of tricks. So I picked up some bag of tricks about Zoom. So that was interesting. All right. So good morning. Thank you for arriving here. So today, let's take a moment to step back and to look at the way that movement and stillness can work together. They're kind of conjoined, and they lead us towards a place of feeling and harmony. So the outside body might look quite still. There's always a dynamic movement happening within. And so bringing those two together create a deeper awareness. So they say that, you know, yoga is about binding awareness. So yoga is a practice, not so much a body practice, but more of an awareness practice. The body is the vehicle that takes us there. So, so we'll kind of explore that a little bit in our practice today, that way of stillness and movement coming together to bring us into deeper awareness. So with that said, let the hips be elevated, maybe sit on a blanket, or if you have a bolster, bolsters are great. And then rest your hands somewhere along the thigh and just softly close your eyes. So you begin the journey of a deeper focus within. Yeah, and just take a moment to draw a full and complete breath in. And then exhale out slow and easy. Let it be soft, let it be easy. Yeah. Within every yoga pose, there's ease. And sometimes it just takes a while to find it. Yeah. When we bring to balance that idea of being still while in dynamic movement, that's when we can touch both the movement, the strength of a pose, and also its ease. Stiram sukham. Stiram means the energy. Yeah. The challenge, the effort. And sukha means the ease, the softness, the sweetness that we can find in each pose, the nectar. So when you're sukhasana, sukhasana means the easy sitting pose. Yeah, just let yourself be easy for a moment. Just noticing the breath and noticing the dynamic movement that breath brings to the body, the inner vibration. The resonation of breath as it moves in and out of the body, creating a rhythm of pulse. Yeah. So just allow the body to relax. Notice the tailbone rooting down as you breathe out. Yeah. And then lightness of the spine as you take in the prana, the new life, full breath in. Great. And then from here, bring the hands together and just draw the hands to the heart. Take the back of the thumbs to the forehead, and we're just going to tilt the head back, like opening yourself up to take in this beautiful day. And then as you exhale, draw the chin towards the chest and lower yourself to the earth. Drawing upon the grounding of the earth. And inhale, bring it back to the center. Take the hands down slowly. Yeah, inhale, arms out to the side. And now as you take the breath in, reach the arms up. But keep the arms soft. So even though there's a rise upward, yeah, we're not going to strain, but just let the arms be light and lifted, side body lifted. And then as you release the breath, open the arms out in a T. And through the exhale, we're just going to come into an easy twist, taking the right hand to the left. And on the exhale, let the chin relax towards the breastbone. And just take the breath down into the belly. And then bring it back to the center. Yeah. Inhale, arms out to the side, and then once again, just slowly reach the fingertips up towards the sky. Keep the head relaxed, and as you take the breath in, bring length up through the side body, along the outer ribs, but the arms are still in this place of being neutral, not too relaxed, not too tight. And then bring the arms out in a T, and as you exhale, come over to the other side, taking left hand to the right, and sliding into the back of the throat. And just be easy in the pose. And then take it all the way back to the center. And once again, just bring the hands together for a moment. Take the back of the thumbs towards the heart, and ease across the shoulders. Yeah, let the eyes be soft. Face is soft. Just breathe in this moment. Take the breath in slowly and exhale it out. And then bring the hands down. So let's come on to our backs here. So lower yourself down with ease. And come all the way down. Keep the knees bent, bottom of the feet to the floor. And just take a moment to allow yourself to drop in. Allow yourself to release the weight of the body to the earth. And take a couple of slow, complete breaths. Now from here, we're just going to walk the feet out a little bit wider than hip distance. Bring the arms out into a T. And then as you exhale, release both knees over to the right side and gaze to the left. And then as you inhale, slowly bring the knees back to center. And then over to the other side, gazing opposite the knees. And so continue to do this for a few breaths, coming into this kind of moving twist. So as you release the breath, knees to one side, gaze to the other. You can even reach the knee a little more towards the opposite ankle, or maybe even the toe. Yeah, where you're getting some length across the side body, across the outer hip. Again, follow that easy flow of the breath. Letting each movement, each breath be found in the moment. Just moments passing, one to the other. And then bring the knees back to the center. Rest the arms alongside the body. Bring the feet back to hip distance, and let's just come into that pelvic tilt, that rocking in the pelvis. So as you inhale, tilt the pelvis forward where you're coming down onto the tailbone a little more. And then as you release the breath, lower down into the low back and think of lengthening your tailbone towards the back heel. Yeah, inhale, tilting in. Your tailbone might press a little more in towards the floor. And then the exhale, softening the low back to the earth, lengthening tailbone. And just continue that movement, and again, following the breath. Exhale is the release. And even press into the feet a little bit here. And you inhale, finding that arch into the low back, undulating into the spine. So it's like a supine cat-cow. Supine meaning on your back. Yeah. And then from here, come to a neutral place. Draw the right knee into the chest. Interlace fingers over the knee. And then press the knee forward. And again, we're going to tilt into the pelvis. So you have the curve of the lumbar, knee pressing forward, elbows straight. And then as you exhale, bend the elbows and slowly draw the knee back in towards the chest. And again, lengthen the tailbone. Think of it reaching towards the back heel. And then on the inhale, press the knee forward. Yeah, just let the head rock back and forth in its natural way. So as the knee presses in, the head's going to draw back. As you press the knee forward, the chin's going to drop to the breastbone. Yeah, so just let this movement happen. Following the breath, following the action of the knee. And press the knee forward and extend the leg up overhead, palms to the back of the thigh. And just make circles here with the ankle, flexing the foot, pointing the toes, and getting some action around the ankle. And now from here, we're going to extend the left arm out, bring the right elbow to the floor and the right palm to the outer thigh. And use this as kind of a kickstand. And we're just going to take that right leg out to the side a bit and not too far. You don't want to lose the balance of the pelvis. You want to keep pelvis in balance. Yeah, and from here, press out along the inner thigh, out to the inner ankle. So you're getting this nice length across the leg. Yeah. So nice opening of balance, inner and outer heel, equally pressing back. And then slowly bring it back to center, bend the knee, draw the knee into the chest. And then slowly bring the bottom of the foot to the floor. We'll just switch sides, taking the left knee in towards the chest. Fingers are interlaced, palm over the knee. And then press the knee forward. And again, tilt pelvis forward, tailbone more to the earth. And as you release the breath, draw the knee into the chest. Lengthen tailbone towards the right heel. You could even engage the right heel down a little bit more. Yeah, and continue like before, following the breath, letting the breath guide the moment, the knee moving forward, and tilting into the pelvis, and then exhaling, letting the low back relax down, tailbone ease towards the heel, and just continue this slow, easy breath. And then the next time that the knee presses forward, extend the leg up overhead, interlace fingers, press the back of the thigh into the palm. And then again, you can just move some action, some movement around the ankle, moving the foot. Maybe pointing the toes, flexing the feet, rocking your foot. Yeah. Just feel how that translates down. into the thigh, into the hip, actually into the pelvis. Yeah. And then flex the foot, and like before, just extend the right arm out and lower the left elbow to the floor and left palm to the outer thigh, and then guide the leg out to the left. So your leg is resting in the palm, you have that support, keeping the right knee pointing straight up towards the ceiling. Yeah. And then press out through the inner outer ankle, inner outer heel. Just creating some opening along the inner seam of the leg. Yeah. And then slowly guide it back to the center. Yeah, bend the knee, draw the knee into the chest. And then lower the foot back to the floor. And now extend the left leg out. Yeah, bend the right knee, bottom of the foot to the floor. And bring the arms out into a soft T. Relax the back of the shoulders in towards the mat. Press down into the bottom of the foot and take the right knee over to the left, roll to the inner edge of the foot. So you're lifting the right hip off the mat, but shoulders stay soft and at ease. So you're bringing some dynamic movement up in towards the low back and into the hips, while you're staying in this soft place, across the chest, across the arms, out into the fingers. And then as you release the breath, just slowly, carefully lower the hip back down, aware of the journey. And then again on the inhale, pressing down into the foot, roll to the inner edge of the foot, let the hip rise. And this time move the knee a little more towards the outer ankle, the opposite ankle. Yeah. And then lower it down. And one more time, just taking the knee over, engaging along the inner foot. Yeah, letting the hip rise, but finding the ease of the shoulders, the ease of the arms. And then slowly bring it all the way back down. And then from here, we're just gonna take the bottom of the foot to the inner thigh and let the right knee move to the outside. So it's like a tree pose. Legs are in that Vrikshasana. And again in a supine form. Just opening up along the inner seam of the leg, into the inner groin. And then bring it all the way back. Yeah. Bend both knees, extend the right leg out. Bottom of the left foot to the floor, and we'll just come to the other side. So take the left knee over to the right, roll to the inner edge of the left foot, and just ease the knee towards the right ankle. And again, shoulders stay relaxed. Notice if you're lifting in the shoulders, allow them to ease down. And then on the exhale, lower the hips down slowly. And again on the inhale, roll to the inner edge of the foot. Take the left knee over to the right. Exhale down into the back of the shoulder as you let the hip rise. Length into the outer hip, length into the back. And then lower it back down. And one more time, taking it over. Then bring the hips down. And again, we're just gonna bring the bottom of the foot to the right inner thigh and let the left knee just move into that Baddha Konasana. And then slowly bring the knee up. So from here, just rest the arms comfortably along the side body. And then bring the feet to hip distance. And from here, we're just going to let the right leg move out into Baddha Konasana with the left knee pointing to the ceiling. So you're really opening along the inner seam of the thigh out to the knee, opening along the inner groin. So now as you bring the knee back to center, imagine having a 5-pound weight there onto the inner knee as you slowly bring it back up. And then on the exhale, just take the knee out again. And as you inhale, draw it back in slowly. So do that a couple of times, using the breath, very aware of how you're working the inner leg. Yeah, and as you bring it out, you might even feel it into the perineum. Maybe feel it into the pelvic floor. Yeah, so as you release the breath, slowly guide the leg out. And as you bring it in, do so slowly, engaging the muscles along the inner seam of the leg. Yeah. And then bring it back to center, and we'll just move to the other side. So as you exhale, take the left knee out in Baddha Konasana, right knee pointing to the sky. As you draw it back in, again, imagine that 5-pound weight, or it could be 10 if you want it to be. Yeah. So as you bring the knee back up, draw into the inner thigh. And then as you open it up, create length and opening. Yeah, so again, the leg isn't just flopping without any connection or awareness. Instead, we're quite aware of the movement in the moment. Yeah. So bringing stillness in the midst of movement. Sometimes in movement, we lose connection with what we're doing. We habituate. We're not even sure how we're moving. But when we slow it down, bring it into a slower motion, then the stillness, the awareness of stillness comes in. Yeah, very good. And then from here, we're just going to draw both knees into the chest. Place the palms onto the knees and make circles here with the knees. Or you could just rock back and forth. And it might feel good to bring the knees apart and have one knee moving in one direction, the other knee the other direction, making circles along the hip flexor, right at the head of the femur bone. And maybe reverse the rotation. Very good. And then pause, draw the knees to the chest. Slowly lower the feet to the floor. And then we're going to come onto our side here. So come onto your right side. Extend your right arm out where you can rest your head onto the upper arm. And then walk the back of the heels back a little bit to where they're more aligned with the back of the pelvis. And you can use your left hand as kind of a kickstand if that's needed for you. That's great. Yeah, so you don't want to be struggling in the pose. When we struggle, we lose awareness. Yeah, flex the feet, press out through the heel. And now from here, we're going to keep the right leg rooted. That's Tadasana. Bend the left knee. And then bring your fingers around the base or the mound of the big toe. Or you can do this with your hand to the back of the thigh. So yeah. So from there, slowly extend the leg up, Anana Asana, and press out through the inner and outer heel. Yeah, so from here, rock a little more forward, right? And then root into the tail, press a little more into the right heel, and just move a little bit more towards the sitting bones. So you're coming into balance. Reach the leg up, active through both the inner outer heel, pressing into the toe, and then slowly, mindfully bend the knee. And then from here, we're just going to reach the leg out again, take a moment, and then roll to the left side. I'm going to stay on my right so you can see me and how we're doing this. So again, flex the feet. Stack the feet if you can. And you'll find balance when you move back a little bit. Yeah, take the heels back, flex the feet, and even reach out a little bit through the left arm. Let the head be soft and relaxed. A little bit of a lounging pose, right? Finding the ease in the pose. And then take your right hand, that's like a kickstand, that can be there for you, till you find your balance, till you find your grounding. Root your tail towards your heels. And then like before, we're gonna bend the top knee, right? Should be your right knee, I think. And again, bring your fingers. Now, if you have a strap, you can, or a belt or whatever you're using as your strap at home, you can always use that too around the mounds of the toes. And then just slowly extend the leg up. And again, you can have your palm to the back of your thigh. Knee can even be bent a bit here. But engage along inner thigh. Yeah, inner leg is open. So from here, press into the mound of the big toe, out through the heel. Stay engaged into the left leg. Stay long through the body. Yeah. Often that's where we find our greatest balance, is when we open up. We open ourselves to length. So all poses that are balanced require a dynamic movement. There's always a movement within, readjusting, finding our way. Yeah, as with life. And then bend the knee. Extend the leg back up. And then from here, we're going to roll onto our belly. And come up into the Sphinx pose. Yeah, so have your elbows a little bit further, a little bit in front of the shoulders. So you don't want your elbows directly below. And then reach back into the feet. Bring the top of the feet to the floor, 10 toenails rooted. Yeah. And from here, let's just wiggle the hips a little bit. Yeah. Little movement back and forth. So there's no tension around the hips. It's real easy to tense around the glutes in this pose. So we want to kind of have a little freedom there, little loose connection. And then press down into the pelvis. And as you inhale, lift from the low belly. Set your gaze about a foot or so beyond the mat. So back of the neck is lifted and long. Yeah, as you come into this pose of stillness, notice the dynamic movement within. Aware of the sensations, the vibrations of the subtle energy within. Even though the outer form might seem still. Very good. And then from here, slowly lower down, make a pillow with your hands. Place your forehead onto the hands. Bend the knees and just rock the feet from side to side. And again, instead of just mindlessly moving your legs, bring some awareness as to the sensation that you're bringing into the body. Every asana has a purpose. Great, and then lower the feet back down. Bring your hands alongside the outer rib. Fingertips align with the shoulders. And then just come up into either low cobra or whatever cobra height that works for you, right? And again, as you exhale, bring the pelvis down. And as you inhale, find that lift and rise. But as before, gaze out beyond the mat. So back of the neck stays lifted and long. Very good. And then tuck the toes under. Come on to all fours. Take a full breath in and exhale back into downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Shavasana. And from here, bend one knee and then the other. And take the bent knee across the straight leg. So you're getting some mobility around the hips, some fluid movement into the body. Yeah, and you can just take the knee across the straight leg. You dip down a bit into the hip. And then come to a still place in down dog. press a little deeper into the thumb so the inner arm is open. Yeah. And the outer arm is hugging in, where you can find that strength. Strength and length through the arms. Spine is long and open. And then bend the knees down towards the mat. So you're coming onto the mounds of the toe. And keeping the knees right where they are, just begin to lift the sitting bones and lift up into the low belly. You can think of the navel moving up towards the spine. Yeah. And as you exhale, draw the top of the thigh back, heel down towards the mat. And inhale, come forward into plank pose. Yeah. So even here, there's a sweetness. There's an ease in the pose. Yeah, so staying engaged down into the base of the thumb. Yeah, let the shoulder blades relax. So they're not tight on the chest, but they're relaxed. Crown of the head moving forward. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, slowly come back into downward facing dog. Notice the pose each step of the way. And let's come into that one more time. Coming forward into plank. Yeah. Notice the connection of the hands, the strength of the root of the hands and the pillars of the arms. Press back into downward facing dog. Bend the knees, step into Uttanasana. So here knees can be bent. You let the crown of the head relax. Maybe even sway a little bit from side to side. And just find that more fluid energy. And then bring the spine parallel to the floor. Place the hands to the hips. Rise up slowly with the inhale. Take the arms up overhead and exhale, hands to the heart. Take a full breath in, and as you exhale, release it down, and inhale, open it back up. Through the exhale, bow in Uttanasana. Inhale, bring the hands up the front of the shin, Ardha Uttanasana. Yeah, and you can always have fingertips there, or heel of the hand below the knee. Bend the knee slightly, where you can lengthen out through the spine. Let the tailbone ease down towards the heels as the spine lengthens forward. And as you exhale, hinge at the hips and bow in Uttanasana. Again, on the inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Yeah, light lifted spine, long and open. And then again, exhale, bow. Inhale, lift and lengthen spine. And on the exhale, step the right foot back into lunge. Yeah, so here you can either come into low lunge or you can rise up into a high lunge pose. Yeah, take your hands onto your hips and move the outer hips back. Yeah, so you're pressing deeper into the front foot, easing that front knee forward. Pelvis is well rooted. Sweep the arms up overhead. And inhale up. And again, the arms are not tight as they reach up. There's an ease to the arms as they're lifted. A balance of dynamic movement and ease. And then on the exhale, take the right fingertips to the floor. Inhale the left arm up. And then bring it back. Yes, straighten the back leg. Begin to straighten the front leg as you walk your hands back. You can bring your wrists aligned with your shoulders and then lift the left toes, opening your feet a little bit. And bend the left knee slightly. Press down into the mound of the toe, cross the foot to the outer heel as you slowly begin to straighten that front leg. Yeah, sending the spine forward, sending the hips back. Very nice. Bend the knee, step forward, come into Uttanasana. On the inhale, rise up with the breath. Exhale the hands to the heart. Release it back down. Inhale as you open it up. On the exhale, bow in Uttanasana. Inhale, lift and lengthen spine. And then as you exhale, let's step left foot back. Yeah. So again, you're welcome to come onto your knee. All this can be done in low lunge, or if you want to stay in high lunge, you can come into that place too. Slowly come all the way up. Yeah, keep the hips grounded. Press the front knee a little more forward. Yeah. Even engage more into the front foot. Sometimes we lose that front leg in this pose. Yeah, sweep the arms up overhead. So again, instead of being tight, think of finding the ease, the downward flow from the fingertips down into the shoulders. Downward flow of the tailbone to the earth. And out of that, there's a great lightness of the spine. And then bring the left fingertips to the floor. Sweep the right arm up. Yeah, ease the right hip back. And then bring the fingertips down. Walk your hands back a little here. So you're beginning to straighten the front leg. And if it's not straight, that's fine. The knee can be bent. And then lift your toes. Again, engaging the foot. Bend the front knee slightly. And then press down into the mound of the big toe, into the outer heel. So the outer shin is hugging in. Outer hip is hugging in and drawing back. Very good. So this time we're going to walk over where the toes are pointing forward. Yeah, coming into Prasarita Padottanasana. Very good. And then walk your hands forward. Bend the knees down. Yeah, bring the sitting bones down towards the mat. And then pressing into the feet, begin to slowly lift the sitting bones. Draw up into the low belly and lengthen the spine. And again, bend the knees. Drop into the sitting bones. Press deep into the feet as you begin to lift up slowly. Notice the journey as you rise. Yeah, great. And then from here, place your hands onto your hips. Rise up slowly. Turn your left toes forward. And place your hands onto your hips for warrior pose, right? So from here, we're going to guide that front knee forward. Keep the center of the knee more aligned with the second toe. And think of lengthening out along the inner thigh like we did earlier in the practice. Yeah, notice the form of the leg. And then press into the foot. Slowly straighten the front leg. And then again, bend the front knee. Guiding it out, keeping that inner leg nice and open. Yeah, and then again, straighten the leg. And exhale, guide the front knee forward. Bring the arms out into warrior. And notice the pose. Become aware of being in this moment, in this place, in this pose. And then find the sweetness of the pose. Ease the shoulders. Ease the eyes, let the eyes be soft. Shoulders are easy. And then come into the reverse warrior. Reaching up length through the left side body. Slowly press into the front leg, straighten the front leg as we come into Trikonasana. Reach the spine forward and find your place in Trikonasana. From here, root into the tail, press deeper into the back heel. And then move into the back of the hand, back of the shoulder. Yeah, open the heart. Very heartfelt pose. Yeah. And then slowly bring the hand down. Once again, we're going to turn the toes so they're pointing forward. And this time, walk the hands out, a nice open downward dog. Yeah, take the top of the thigh back, let tailbone drop. Take a couple of breaths here. Notice the stillness of the pose in the midst of dynamic movement, bringing you deeper into an awareness of where you are in time and space. And then from here, we're going to turn the right foot forward, rise up. And then again, place your hands onto your hips, maybe at the top of the pelvis. Feel the balance there. Notice if you're tilting one way or the other. See if you can bring it into balance like a great basin of water. And then set your gaze down towards your right foot. And slowly bend the knee, guiding the center of the knee in alignment with the second toe. So the center of the knee to the second toe. And this is going to keep that inner knee moving out. Outer knee hugging in, inner leg open. Yeah. Press into the foot, straighten the leg. And again, pressing down into the right foot, just guide the knee slowly forward. Spine stays in balance, pelvis stays in balance. Yeah. And one more time. Opening along the inner seam of the leg. Then bring the arms out into the beautiful warrior. Yeah. And again, find the ease in the pose. There's always dynamic movement. We're always readjusting. Every pose is a balance pose. Set the gaze over the fingers. Soften the shoulders. Check in with the shoulders, the eyes. And then come into a reverse warrior. Reach length up through the right side body. You'll take that length with you into Trikonasana. Yeah, straighten the front leg. Come into triangle pose. Trikonasana, reaching forward. Find your place. Yeah. And from here, engage into the back foot. Let the tailbone ease towards the back heel as the spine moves forward. Press into the back of the hand, back of the head. And easy in the face. Always check in. Eyes soft. Tongue relaxed. So you're aware of where you are and what you're bringing to the body. Very nice. And then from here, we're just gonna turn forward once again. Place the hands to the hips. Inhale, rise up. Yeah. And then turn your toes again toward left foot out. And we're gonna bend the knee and bring the elbow onto the knee. Parsva Konasana. Yeah. And again, let the knee guide a little bit forward. See that it's more aligned to the base of the second toe. Yeah, I like that alignment cue because everybody's alignment in this is going to be slightly different. But you want it to be true to your body. Very good. And then bring the arm up overhead. Turn the palm facing forward. Press deep into the back foot. Engage down into the heel. And then lengthen the spine forward. And again, the arm that's reaching up isn't tight or tense. It's not over-efforting. But it finds that balance of effort and ease. Yeah. Stiram sukham. Reach out. Very good. And then bring it all the way back up. Turn the right toes, pointing forward. Bend the front knee. And as you come forward, think of being long. So we're not collapsing over the knee, but we're coming into it with a nice, long, open side body. Yeah. Great. And again, guide the center of the knee to the second toe. So the inner thigh is open. Bring the arm up overhead. Turn the palm to the earth. And then reach long through the pose. Press deeper into the back heel. Find that opening, that length. And then bring it all the way back up. Turn the toes. Let's walk forward, come to the front of the mat. Great, inhale, open it back up. Interlace fingers and bring the palms to the back of the head. Thumbs pointing down. Let the chin relax. And then as you exhale, just ease the back of the elbows back. Drop down into the tailbone. And even use your thumbs to give a little lift into the neck. Thumbs wrap around the curve of the skull. Yeah. And then reach the palms to the sky. Yeah. As you exhale, bow in Uttanasana. And then step back into downward facing dog. And we're going to come into pigeon pose. So bring the right knee towards the right wrist. Come down onto the left knee and walk your left leg back. Reach the toes way back like we do for Sphinx and other poses. So we're still finding a grounding of the feet in the pose. Yeah. And press down into the toes. And then slowly come onto the forearms. So you're in a form of Sphinx pose here. Yeah. So lift the hips a little, ease the right outer hip back, and then lower down. And if you need a blanket under the right hip to give it a little more support, then I would certainly go there. Yeah. So in this pose, you're welcome to reach the arms out, bring the forehead to the floor, or you can keep your arms in the Sphinx pose. Yeah. So kind of see what's going to bring the balance into the body, this balance of stillness and movement. If reaching the arms out brings tension through the body, then it might not be the thing for the body right now. Yeah, we're always checking in, right? Very good. And from here, come all the way back up. And we're going to sweep back leg up. Yeah. Great. So you're coming into sitting. And you have your right knee forward, left foot to the floor. And interlace your fingers, palms over the knee. Ease the shoulders as you rise up through the top of the head. And if you can bring your foot, might have to rearrange your right foot, but you can bring your left foot to the top of the right knee, your left knee. Here. All right. And then let's come into a twist. Take the right arm and hook the inner elbow around and just come into a nice, easy twist. Yeah. So here, as you exhale, take the back ribs back. And as you inhale, breathe forward into the front ribs. Yeah, and then take it all the way back. We're going to come into an open twist. So the right hand reaches behind. Yeah, left arm can come to the inside of the left leg. This is a little more of an opening across the chest. Very good. And then bring it forward. Send the leg back. Come back into downward facing dog. Rise up high onto the mounds of the toes. Press down a little deeper into the thumbs as you reach the top of the thigh back. Yeah, keeping the low belly lifted but not tight. So here, belly isn't drawn in tight, it's still at ease, right? Very good. And then slowly come down onto the knees. And we'll come into pigeon on the other side. So take your left knee closer towards the left wrist, and then walk the right foot back. Press down into the top of the right foot so that you're really engaging some action through that leg. That is the mountain leg. That is the Tadasana, the strength of the pose, right? And often it falls asleep, sleeping mountain. And then from here, take the hands forward like Sphinx pose. And just take a few breaths. Take time to ease into the pose. So as you release the breath, just allow the hips to be heavy. As you inhale, lift up through the spine. So it's a little bit of a back bend, a little opening. And again, if it feels right to you, to extend the arms out, to come into the dragon pose, you're welcome to do that, but notice where you are in time and space. So yoga is a practice that binds us to awareness, brings us into awareness. So take time, let the mind move into the sensations of the body. Let the mind follow the breath. They say we move from thinking to breathing to feeling to being. Yeah, a process. All right. And then from here, like before, we're just going to sweep the leg around, come to the other side. Yeah. All right. So you can have your foot below the knee by the shin, if that works. Or if you can switch your foot to the top of the knee. Yeah. Take the right hand back behind you. And let's just sweep that left arm around. So inner elbow hugging the knee. Come into the twist. As you release the breath, ease the ribs back. As you take the breath in, breathe deep into the front, taking the front ribs forward. Yeah. And mindful that you're not craning the neck. And just follow the breath into the belly. Very good, then bring it back to center and we'll take the left hand back behind and just come into the open twist so the right arm can come to the inner leg as you come into the twist. Or you can rest your elbow onto your knee, whatever works for you. Yeah. Keep spine lifted and long. Again, this is more of an opening into the chest. And then slowly bring it all the way back. And let's just come into Baddha Konasana. Yeah. So you can bring your index finger and thumb around the base of the big toe. And let's do this. Take the hands back behind you where the fingers are pointing away. And actually lift the pelvis off the floor. And then take the sitting bones back towards your hands. So when you lower down, the pelvis is a little more tilted forward. The inner thigh and inner groin are reaching down towards the floor. So this is so much a pose that opens the inner leg, opens us into a deeper place of sitting and being. And then slowly gather up the knees. And let's come all the way onto the mat. Come onto your back. Yeah. Have the knees bent. Take a couple of breaths. And then from here, draw the knees into the chest. Extend the legs up overhead. And you can offer support by bringing palms to the back of the thigh, or maybe palms to the outer thigh. And then from here, we're going to cross the right ankle over the left and bend the knees down towards the outer shoulder. And you can either rest your hands onto your knees, maybe supporting the knees and moving apart, or you can flex your feet and hug your heels in towards your sitting bones or outer hips. And then tilt into the pelvis so the tailbone is moving closer to the earth. And as you exhale, ease the knees down. Yeah. Keep the feet flexed so the back of the knee is open. Relax the shoulders, relax the head, the face. Slow, deep breaths. Again, finding a balance of effort and ease, finding the sweetness of every moment. Yeah. And then extend the legs back up. Cross the left over the right, bend the knees down towards the outer shoulder. And again, you can take your hands onto your knees, just ease the knees apart, or flex the feet, reach for the outer edge of the feet. And then draw the heels towards sitting bones or outer hips. Tilt the pelvis slightly forward, so the tailbone is more rooting in towards the earth. And as you exhale, find the way of ease, the path of ease into the body, in the midst of movement, stillness and movement. Now from here, extend the legs up overhead. Bend the knees, draw the knees into the chest. Squeeze in towards the inner knees. Take a full breath in, and as you exhale, lift the chest, lift the forehead to the knees, and just draw into that seed. This is the time where the seeds are beginning to open, right? Just draw into the possibility of what could be. And then slowly bring it back down. And once again, just extend legs up overhead. Bend the knees. Bring the bottom of the feet to the floor. Extend the legs out. And begin to find your way into Shavasana. Arms relaxed at the side. Again, body dropping down. Bones are heavy. Just following the rise and the fall of each breath. Each breath is a moment in time. A moment is like a leaf floating on the water of a stream, passing by. Watch it move past you. Just continue to follow the flow of breath. So take a couple more deep breaths, letting the breath flow in and out like the great wave. Yeah, moving from thinking to breathing, from breathing to feeling, and from feeling to being. Now to slowly draw the knees into the chest and roll to the right side. And then using the inhale, press up slowly and come back to Sukhasana, the easy sitting pose. And from here, bring the hands together and we draw the hands to the heart. And as you release the breath, empty out any struggle, any worry. And empty before you begin. And as you inhale, breathe in clarity. Breathe in the moment. Namaste. So I will unmute everyone.
Here's Martha.
Thanks, Beth.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Martha.
Hi.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
What do you have?
Thank you. Hi, everybody.
Fabulous lot.
Farmer's
Beth.
market. Take care.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Guys.
Hi, Kitty.
Hi, Hillary.
Hi. Oh, hey. Hi, guys.
So on.
Yeah? I was here.
Next.
The best thing in the world is go get sidewalk chalk. We got this at CVS. We did pizza the other night. Put a rainbow out in the front yard, and in the backyard while she was making dinner, I made a Captain America shield for like heroes. With the heroes. So this is a good thing to do,
Yeah, creative energy.
even for adults.
We've been doing a lot of that.
I would imagine, yeah.
I know we got the idea from the other kids.
Take care, guys. Good to see you.
All right. Yeah, you too. Bye.
Bye.
Good seeing you guys.
House looks great, Hill.
Oh, thanks.
And,
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw it before we
It's a
modeled.
nice
That's
big
right.
room. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's our yoga, jujitsu, and playroom. Yeah, tap room.
At the same time.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys next week.
Cool.
We can do yoga in your room.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it is. It's big enough.
Party at Hillary's.
Yeah, right. Someday.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, guys.
Hi, Scott. Hi, Colleen.
Hey, guys.
Thanks, Beth. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Beth.
Thank you, Beth.
Thank you, Beth.
Bye.
Beth, we could see you really well the whole way through. That was great.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Arad.
Bye. Thanks again. Till next time.